powder or a paste, something that's been ground. Pishta Peshanam, you know that expression, Krishna?
No, I only know pisht from Hindi, but I don't know the expression.
Yeah, pishta is also pishta. Well, don't get it confused with pistachios. Because I can also, pishta is a word for a. But anyway, pishta, so then you have your pishta peshanam. This is pishta peshanam. So peshanam is a verbal noun, right? Peshanam. So pishta is a past participle and peshanam is the verbal noun from the same one, verb. So it means grinding the ground, right? So grinding the ground, pishta peshanam. So you often see that expression, pishta peshanam. That is grinding the already ground. It's like chewing the already chewed. Charvita charvananam. So charvanam, charvita, charvanam. Charvita, already chewed, charvanam, chewing the chewed. So pishta peshanam is exactly the same. Grinding the already ground. So that means when you're doing useless work, stuff that's already been, you're just going over things that have been done before. So you're not adding anything new to the conversation, just repeating things. That's called pishta peshanam. So here in this particular, so I went and looked in the other versions of the story, right? So in the other versions of the story, there's one person says that it's wheat, it's flour, right? He's got flour, meaning flour, the ground flour. Or some people, in the original version, it has saktu. So I was talking the other day about sattu. You remember me asking about sattu? The Sanskrit word is saktu. So what's saktu? Saktu is ground barley or ground flour, right? So you have gram flour. What's that called? Gram flour. You have chickpea flour, right?
Besan.
Besan, yes, besan. So that's called sak. So, but that's anyway. Saktu, that's the word. So that was the original word that was used. Saktu. It was a ground flour, and usually saktu, when you do it, you toast the grains a little bit. You take the barley and you take the gram flour, you toast them, you mix them together, and you add some salt and you add some, fat. You use some, you put some oil in it. Put some marich, and then that's a meal. Oftentimes, especially physical laborers, they often use that for their lunch. So kasminschit nagare kaschana diridraha brahmana. So nashtaha means ruined or destroyed. So the title nashtaha pishta ghataha, the pot containing flour was destroyed. Or the broken pot of flour. The broken pot of flour, that's what we can call it. So it has different names and different, the actual, there's a moral at the end of it, which is the verse that's in Hitopadesha. Is it in here? Oops, I think we already, we went too far. Yeah, there's the verse, you see right at the very end. Anagatavitim chintam asambhavyam karoti yaha. Saeva Pandurakshete Deva Sharma Pitaya. That's not the right. Deva Sharma Pitaya. Anyway, we'll just use that verse. All right, let's go. Kasmin Chitnagare Kashana Daridra Brahmana Vasati Sma. There was a Brahmin living in some city who he was poor and he was living there. So next sentence, please, Vrindavan.
Yes. Saha Bhikshata Nena Jivanam Karoti Sma. He was he was just living over there, like.
Okay, Sa Jivanam Karoti.
He was living there.
No, he's making his life.
Yeah.
He's making his life or making his living. So now he's doing it by, how's he doing it?
Bhikshata, by asking him.
Yeah, by atana means wandering, right? So it means that atana means he's going from door to door begging. Bhikshatana. So bhikshatanena. So atana means wandering or walking around, like. So he's going every day for a walk and he's begging. All right, next one, Harihara.
Kadashit saha pishtena purnam ekam ghatam prattavan. So sometimes he by grounding.
No. What's the verb here?
The verb is praptavan.
Okay, means
He used
prapta.
Obtain.
He obtained. He obtained. So what did he obtain?
Purnam is one Purnam Christian.
No, wait a second. So what are all the look? Take all the words.
Ekam.
Take all the words in the accusative case. So what's the main noun in the accusative case?
Purnam.
No, Purnam is not a noun. It's an adjective. Right? Purnam.
Ghatam.
Ghatam. Yeah. So he got a pot. So what was the nature of this pot?
Was
Ayam gataha kim rupaha. What?
Purnam.
Purnameva. Ayam gataha purnaha. So kena purna? Kena purnaha? What thing is it full of?
Pishtena.
That's right. So pishtena. So let's just use the word flour. Flour. Okay. So say the whole thing.
Sometimes he got one pot full of flour.
That's right. So read the sentence. What Sanskrit again one more time. Sanskritam partha punarbharam.
Kadashit saha pishtena purnam ekam ghatam praptavan.
Okay. Who else is here today? Harihara Krishna Priya. Krishna Priya, you're next.
Tam ghatam nagadante avalambya tasya adha upavishya saha ekadrishtaya ghatameva pashyati sma.
Okay, that's a good sentence.
Um,
Idam vakyam atis uttamam.
idam vakyam ati kathinam. Upavishya means having sat down.
That's right. So there you have two gerunds here. Dve liap avyaye santi. Right? You have two gerunds of alambya and upavishya. So you take each one part by part. Oh, let me explain nagadanta, okay? Naga. So a naga, what's a naga? Huh?
Snake.
It's a snake. What else can it be? Sometimes, what else can it be? See, look how many meanings you already know. Naga. You know any other meanings for naga over there, Krishna Priya?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay, look, a ga usually comes when you see ga at the end of a word. It really, what does it usually mean? Like the upapada samasa with gam dhatu.
Go.
Go, yeah. All right. So going. So aga.
To come.
Well,
Something that doesn't go.
Yeah. Am I right here? Anyway, a naga is an immovable thing. So it's an elephant, right?
Oh.
A naga is this big immovable mountain-like thing. So, so sometimes naga can also mean mountain, right? Like achala. You heard this word, achala?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Nilachala. So the blue mountain. So achala here means mountain. Or Himachala Pradesh. Like that. So achala means a mountain, but naga can also mean, but here naga means okay. First step, naga means elephant. And danta?
Tooth.
So the elephant tooth. Okay, so ivory is like an elephant, it's made elephant tooth. So naga danta can mean ivory. So if you see ivory, that if you want to make, if you see the word naga danta, if you say something is made out of naga danta, then it's a ivory. But it doesn't mean ivory here. Here it's based on the way that an elephant's tusk is round, right? It goes like this. So it's like a hook. So a nagadanta, you put it in the roof. You've seen in Indian houses, not in village houses. You don't see it in modern rich houses anymore. But if you go to a Bengali village or in a village in India, you see, if you've seen these, probably Krishna Priya, you're too modern for nagadanta. But if you've been to
Not in my house, but when I was small, Yeah.
Yeah, so you have them hanging from, so you see when pictures of Krishna that they're always hanging the yogurt from the roof, you know. So you have a naga danta, you have a hook in the ceiling. That's called a naga danta.
They hang their pants on that.
Yeah, that's all right. Anything, but yeah, well, of course, we're talking about before there were fans. And so he's just talking about he's hanging, so he put his pot, right, and he's hanging it from the roof, from the ceiling on a naga danta. Okay, keep going now. Now see what you can do.
Having
So-
hung the pot on the Nagadanta, on the hook on the ceiling,
Yeah.
with a string.
No string there.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I thought adha maybe. Anyway.
Oh no, adha means adha is below. You know, I was just watching. I'm looking on YouTube for anything about any Sanskrit things. So there's one post of a yogi guy, you know, just for Americans, you know, teaching some Sanskrit words to Americans who are doing yoga. So adha, it comes up in a lot of yoga postures, right? Was it adha shwanasan? Adho mukha shwanasan. Adho.
Oh, the dog one.
Well, shwanasan is the dog one. Then you have adho mukha. Head down, face down. So you have face down, you know, face down shwanasana. So when you're doing the, you know, because you have shwanasana face up and face down, right? Okay, go ahead. So tasya adha means below the nagadanta.
Okay. Pointed vision. He
Hello, are you there? you went silent, radio silent. Hello,
You
hello?
also, yeah. Did it come through anything that I said?
Oh, okay, let's go through the whole thing then.
Okay. Having hung that pot on the hook from the ceiling, he looked at it, right?
Oh,
Is that
wait
what
a
you said,
minute.
Adhaman?
First of all, he sat down below it.
Having sat down below it,
Tasya adha upavishya.
yes, and was only looking, he only looks at the pot.
That's right. With one, he just stared. Ekadrishtya pashyati. Ekadrishtya. He stared at it. Right? Because he's not blinking. He's ekadrishtya. Ekadrishti. With one looking. With one like that. Ekadrishtya gatameva pashyati sma. Okay, that was good. It was a little bit difficult, but not too difficult because you just have to know the words. That's all. It's mostly vocabulary. So here it was 3 parts. So you take it in 3 parts. Tam gartam nagadante abalambya. He hung the pot on the hook. Tasya adha upavishya. He sat down below the hook or below the pot. And with one gaze, he looked at the pot. Okay, Samantika, next one. So you see the picture here. He is sitting below, right? He's sitting below and he's dreaming and he's got his foot underneath. And there you see the Nagadanta over here. Okay? Samantaka, next one.
Ekada ratro saha chinti tavan yadi deshe durpikshak bhavet tarhi etasya shata rupya kanam mulyam bhavet.
Okay, so there you have Vidiling Bhavet. So this is what we were actually, we didn't get this far yesterday. We were doing Vidiling and we got as far as hypotheticals, right? So here's an example of a hypothetical. So you have Yadi, right? And Tarhi. So if you put a comma after the first Bhavet, then you can see how it works. Yadi, Tarhi, if, then. Okay, go ahead, translate. Any words? You know, oh, they were all in.
Once during the night, he thought.
Oh, yes. Durbikshaha. So we already had
Mhm.
bhikshatana. So this is a good word, you know, having the word bhiksha. So bhiksha means begging, right? But big, it also connected to eating. I suppose that, you know, it might be connection with book, you know, book, the eating, bubuksha we saw. So there's maybe some connection there. But anyway, durbiksha means famine. When people don't get enough food, you can't get food anywhere. So durbiksha, the beggars can't get food anywhere. That's durbiksha. All right.
Mhm.
There's no good begging going on here. Okay, so yadi deshe durbiksha bhave.
So if in the region there will be no good begging,
Okay, just say famine.
there will be a famine, then Shata Rupya Kara Amuryam Bhavet. So there will be the root of 100
Rupees.
Rupyakana.
Rupyaka. Rupyaka is a rupee. So one of 100 rupees. So etasya, so you didn't say etasya, what do you think etasya means?
So of it,
Yeah, so what is the it here?
I think maybe the pot.
That's right, the pot. So yadi deshe durbiksha bhavet, if there should be, okay, because we have vidiling here being used in the sense of hypothesis or possibility. Okay? So if in the country, there should be, or in the region, like you said, right? If in the usually you say pradesha if you want region. Desha usually is translated as country. So yadi desha, like a tava desha kaha, right? So what is your? So people will ask you, especially in Bengal, Toma desha ki. What's your country? So yadi deshe durbiksha bhavet. If there should be a famine in the country, then tarhi. Mulyam, you didn't get mulyam properly. So mula, right? Mula is root, but mulya means price, the price of something, right? Mulyam. So kimat or, you know, dara, or there's many words that are used now, right? Dam, kitna dam, right? So mulya, so it's the price. So etasya, of the pot, the price would be of 100 rupees. In other words, if there's a shortage of food, I'll be able to get 100 rupees for this pot full of flour or whatever it is. If it's a sakdu, it's a little bit higher grade. Okay, next one. Who else is here? We got anybody else? Dina Bandhu here. What about Vrindavan Chandra? No Vrindavan. Okay, Vrindavan Chandra. No Radha Govinda. Oh, here we have Larali. Okay, Larali, you're on now.
Tada aham etat vikriya tena ganena ajatvayam keshyami.
Ah, okay, so there's a couple of things here you might not recognize. All right.
Yes.
All right.
So
Okay.
the verb.
All right. Okay. First of all, let me help out here a bit. Okay. So the main problem here will be the kri, right? So now you have kri. So kri means buying and selling. So vikri means to sell and kri means to buy. Right? Kri. It's not kri like in the verb to do. It's kri with a long e. Kri, just like the first syllable here. Kri. So this is a gerund, right? The liap gerund, vikriya. So having sold, okay, vikriya, having sold. And then kreshyami, that's the future. So I will buy. So I will, you know, so tada. So now see if you can do anything with it. You know, an aja here. So aja here means a goat. All right, now let's see what you can do. Larali, I gave you all the words.
So having tada, then, or this way, or
then.
I with having sold this pot,
That's right.
I will buy sorry, Aja, you said
Goat.
go. I will buy a goat.
Well, dwayam.
Dwayam. I don't know Dwayam.
Anybody?
Two.
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 Oh, we of course. Yeah, I will buy. Yeah, two better than one.
That's right. He wants a male and a female.
Yes, like King Yayati.
All right. So what's and then you're just missing Tena Dhanena Ajadwayam Krishyami. So Tena Dhanena.
With this money,
That's
Dana
right.
money.
That's right. First class. Okay. So with the money, I'll buy 2 goats.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. All right. Next one. Brindavan Chandra.
Okay. This Kala Antare Tena Aja Samuha Eva Bhavishyati. Kalantare.
Kalantare, we
At
did
the
that.
end?
Huh?
I don't know.
No, Kalantare, we did that. So Antara. So there's a lot of words with Anta in it. You know, it says what? Yeah, I mean, after in a different time, at a different time. So it means with the passage of time. In the passage of, let's use the expression with the passage of time, okay?
Okay.
Or in the passage of time, or in time changing. So in other words, in time changing. So what is it? In the change of time, in another time. So with the passage of time, Tena.
This Aja Samuha, this goat.
Yeah, so Aja Samuha. Samuha here is a Samuha. Collect a pack, yeah, or a flock. Very good. So a Samuha here is the collective noun. So Aja Samuha, a flock of goats, or a flock of goats. You say a flock of goats, right? Flock of sheep, a flock of goats. Is that right? A flock of goats or troop of goats?
Tribe.
A tribe of goats? No, I don't think so.
No, really.
You say a tribe of goats, really?
Yeah.
You studied that. I know that usually when people learn English, they have in English schools, they have to learn all the collective nouns, flock of birds, you know, like that. Okay, a tribe of goats. Well, that's good. So let's see. So Kalantare Tena.
So with the pass of time, this what tribe of goats?
All right.
Eva Bhavishyati. Bhavishyati in the future, something.
Yeah, Bhavishyati. So we're getting lots of futures here. So these are futures. So Shya or Sya is the sign of the future. So you have the endings, the regular present tense endings like Bhavati, right? Bhavati, Bhavataha, Bhavanti. So you have Krishyami or Krishyati, Krishyataha, Krishyanti. Has exactly the same endings as in the Lut. Right?
Yes.
So here he says, so here Kalantare Tena, by that. So by that Ajadvayam, really, Ajadvayana, Tena Ajadvayena, Ajasamuha Bhavishyati. So there will be a troop
Of
goats.
in the future.
Yeah, so in the passage of time, those 2 goats will become a whole flock. All right, Harihara.
Anantaram ajasamuham bikriya dhenuhu krishyami. So after the flock of goats is sold, I will buy 1 cow.
Not 1 cow.
Okay, cows.
Yeah, because it's Denuhu, long U and Visarga, that's accusative plural, feminine. Denuhu is a feminine noun. So I will, so Anantaram, then next, after that, Ajasamuham, the flock of goats, the tribe of goats. I know, we never heard tribe, anybody say a tribe of goats. I never heard anybody say a tribe of goats.
I've heard flock and tribe, but
Okay.
I like tribe more.
You like tribe. Well, you're teaching English in an English school, so I imagine that you have some
authority
here. All right, so having sold the flock of goats, I still can't bring
Not
myself
really.
to the tribe of goats. I see. All right, so Anantaram Ajasamuham Vikriya Denuhu Krishyami. I will buy some cows. So look at, he's thinking like a businessman. He's expanding. Harihara, that was Harihara. Was okay. So Krishna Priya, do the next one.
Anantaram tam vikriya mahishi.
Hang on. Sorry, I'm just gonna go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Anantaram tam vikriya mahishi tam vikriya ashwancha krishyami. Then after that, I'll buy a buffalo. And I'll sell that for a buffalo.
Well, them. Taha is plural feminine, right? Taha here.
Okay, then I'll
feminine
sell
plural.
them for buffalo. And then after that, sell that and I'll buy a horse. Sell them and I'll buy a horse.
Well,
Buffaloes, sorry.
yeah, buffaloes. Mahishi is buffalo. And it's also feminine plural, right? So Mahishi, so Mahishyaha would be the nominative plural. Mahishi. So Mahishi also means, I don't know how it happens, but a she buffalo and a queen, same thing. So Rukmini is a queen. She's a Mahishi. She's a big buffalo, she buffalo. Sometimes it's hard. I don't know how to, well, I mean, but you can see that in a way that how Sanskrit language is so ancient, because you can go from buffalo to queen, right? So you can just imagine the people who are living in the midst of buffalo and cows, they're comparing things. And so they see, there's some quality in the female buffalo, that's queen-like. So a queen came to be called a she buffalo. Anyway, one way or the other, here we mean buffalo, right? So I'll buy some buffalo and then I'll sell them and buy horses.
A horse.
No, it's not
horses.
singular.
Yeah.
Ashwan, nominative, accusative, plural, right? So here we have to look at this accusative plural, feminine accusative plural, Denuhu, Taha, Mahishihi, Taha. So all those are feminine accusative, but Ashwan is masculine accusative plural. TK? Any question on that? That was a good one also, because you notice how he didn't put, so he says anantaram. So krishyami here is I will buy. So the whole sentence is in the future. So then, having sold the cows, mahishihi, so that's going with krishyami. So I will buy buffalo. And then taha, selling them, taha, ashwancha krishyami, I will buy horses. Boy, he's starting a whole business here. All right, Shamantaka, next one, Tan.
Tan api vikriya yadheshtam dhanam sampada yishyami. Having sold this also.
Well, Tanapi, so the tan refers to the horses, right?
Yes. So it means maybe Yadha Ishtam.
Oh, Yatheshtam. Yeah, we had this if you go back and look in, I can't remember the number, but Yatha, so Yatha means as, and Ishtam is a past participle.
As desired.
Yeah. So as desired, or, as desired. So that means a lot, right?
So Yadheshtam means a lot.
Well, it means, well, let's just say as much as, let's say, well, it can mean sufficient, right? Yateshtam, as much as desired. So just, let's just say a lot. Okay, let's just translate it as a lot of money. As much as well, you can just translate it literally. I will sampadi ishyami. So there you can see it's a plural. It's a sampadi ishyami. You can see it's a future ishyami. It has the future endings. So the verb, this is actually this is that sampad verb. So this is a kind of an important verb. All these verbs that have pad in them, but they're a bit difficult to translate. But here I would say I will, because it means to accomplish. Right? Sampad means to accomplish something. So sampad is something that's been achieved or accomplished or collected. Like, so sampad is wealth or whatever. Sampatti all comes from the same root. But sampadisha, so let's just say gathered. I will gather, or I will accumulate. I'm being a bit generous, and I'm going off on the meaning a bit, but still, I will accumulate all the money I want. So selling the horses, I will collect, let's just use the word collect, or gather, or I will accumulate a lot of money. ठीक है? Any question on that one?
Yes.
Okay, Larili, your turn again. Brihat.
Brihat griham nirmapayashyami.
Nirmapayishyami. And so again, you can see here, you can see the future.
Sure.
And
I will.
Yeah, I will. But you don't know the rest of it, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, look at it here. So nirma pa. Okay, remember back, this was actually, we did this in the second chapter, but because it was added later, we didn't go into it in great detail, but this is the causative, right? What Sanskrit calls niche, right? So this is the causative. So it's nirma. So anybody knows nirmana? Mandira nirmana, griha nirmana.
yes. Build.
To build, right? So griha nirmana, a griha nirmana. So griha, griha, Larli?
Village? No.
No, that's grama.
No. House.
That's right. And brihat?
House.
And brihat?
Oh, I should know. It rings a bell, but I forgot.
Ah, I ring the bell.
Yeah.
Little son. Okay. So here, brihat is like brihat, bringhayati. It's the same root that Brahma comes from, right? So usually when you say Brahma, the definition of Brahma, brihata bringhayati is that he is great, brihat, big, and he makes others big. Bringhayati. You heard this before? That what is the meaning of the word Brahma? So Brahma means great, brihat, big. It means big. I know it. Well, you didn't hear it because you've never been in ISKCON, but anybody who's been in ISKCON, and I bet these guys over here, they all have heard of the Brihat Mridanga.
Yeah.
So you heard of Brihat Mridanga? The big Mridanga. So this was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He said that the Mridanga, that the printing press was a big Mridanga. Because a drum, you can hear it on the corner, like if I'm playing the Mridanga, you can hear it for 100 yards. But if you have a printing press, makes a big sound that can carry across the world, right? You have a book. That was his idea. So all together, Larali, what are you going to do? So now here, nirmapayishyami. So nirma means to build, and nirmapayati. So that pa comes in there with causatives that have been with verbs that have a at the end. So da means to give, right? So dapayati, to cause someone to give. Right, and any other ones also. There's other ones also. Any verb that ends in a in the causative has pa put in there. So you have pa. Kya payishyami. Kya means to tell. Kya payishyami. I will announce. Things like that. Okay, so here nirma payishyami. I will cause, or I will have built a big house. So. Can you follow that now, Larali? I'm sorry, I did the whole thing for you there.
No, it's fine. Yes. Thank you.
So I will have built, or I will cause to build a big house. All right? I will get a big house built. That's what he's saying. Okay, we got to go a little bit faster now. Let's go back to.
Okay. I go?
Yep.
Tada kashchid brahmanaha. Oh. What happened?
Okay, tada. Yeah, you're right.
Where is it?
Tada, right
Okay,
here.
okay. Tada kashchid brahmanaha agatya rupavatim swakatanyam mahyam dasyati.
Okay, so here dasyati is the future, right? Dasyati.
So then the brahmana.
Some Brahman.
Agatya Rupavatim came.
Okay, Agatya. So now look here again. This is very good. These sentences are very good. Now you have to stop. When you come to a gerund, you pause. Imagine a comma. All right. Tada kaschit brahmana agatya. So agatya is a gerund from what root?
Ga,
Gum. And agam,
come,
come. So having come. So then, so we'll put everything in the future. Then a Brahmin, certain Brahmin, some Brahmin will come and dasyati mahyam.
Dasati Mahyam. Mahyam is oh my God.
Harihara's got the look of I know on his face. Go. Mahyam.
he will give me
He will give me. Yes, mahyam to me. Chaturthi vibhakti. Swakanyam. Swakanyam.
His own daughter.
His own daughter. And Rupavatim. Beautiful. All right. So Rupavati means beautiful. So then a certain Brahmin will come and give me his beautiful daughter. Okay, continue. Harihara. Anantaram.
Anantaram mama putraha janishyate.
Okay.
After that, my sons will be born.
That's right. My son will be born. So there, Jan is the root. So Jan e shya te. So this here is Atmanepada. So he will be born. Okay. Next one. Krishna Priya, you again.
Deva Sharma iti tasya nam karanam karishyami. Then Dev Sharma, like a Brahmin, I guess.
No, look, come on. Karishyami. So here you have Karishyami. So he doesn't have his Aham Karishyami. So what will he do?
I will do the Namkaran
Okay, so Namkaranam,
of him,
everybody
of the
knows?
son.
Yeah, that's the name ceremony is Namkaranam, right? So is one of the sanskaras. So Deva Sharma iti tasya nama karanam karishyami. Now,
Dev Sharma said.
no.
Oh, I'm getting more confused. Okay.
You're getting all confused. Okay, Sruno. Aham karishyami. Kim karishyami? Nama karanam karishya. Kasya nama karanam karishyami? Mama putrasya. Mama putrasya nama karanam karishyami. Katham Deva Sharma iti namam dadami. So I will call him Deva Sharma. Right? I will give him the name Deva Sharma iti. So that's a quote. So I will call him Deva Sharma. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Everybody gets that one? Ladali, you see? You follow?
Very well.
Okay, next one. Savantaka.
Yada saha janubhyam chalitum samartha bhavishyati tada aham ashvashalayam pustakam pathishyami.
Okay. All right. So here, let's just go through it. So just first of all, well, do what you can and then tell me what words you don't know. First of all, the first thing is to just identify words that you don't know the meaning. So any words here that you don't know?
I think that Janubhyam.
Okay, so what can you, when you see Janubhyam, what do you recognize?
I recognize that this Bhyam meaning some case.
Well, which case would it
I think
be?
it's plural. I think plural.
No, it's not plural. Dvivachanam. Right?
Dvivachanam, okay.
Yeah, Bhyam. So Janu means the knees. All right. So by the two knees. So when he
now I understand. Okay. So when he, meaning the son, will be able to crawl on his two knees.
That's right. So Chalita means to move. So Janu Bhyam Chalita means moving on the knees. In other words, to crawl. Tada.
Tada, aham. So then I will read a book, Ashvashalayam.
So
Ashwa is a horse.
Yeah, that's right. The horse shed or the horse room, the
Ah,
stable. So this is a very strange sentence. Now you see, this is why when sometimes you're reading, you go, what's going on here? We can't understand the sequence of things. But anyway, you have to take things literally. So aham ashwashalayam pustakam, I will read a book in the horse stable. So now you can just imagine, he's imagining a whole estate there and he's got a stable and everything. So he's reading a book in the stable. So what happens then? Larali.
Tada devasharma janubhyam jalan mama samipan agantum adjuktaha bivashyati.
Ba, 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 ba.
Bhavishyati.
Yes, that's bhavishyati, will be. Okay,
Will be.
So what words are hard here? Chalan, the word chalan is present participle. And udyuktaha, udyukta means engaged or ready, going, so to start to do something. So he started to, so he will, he will be getting ready to come. Okay, try again. Now see if you can do anything with it. Tada Deva Sharma.
So then Devasharma, when he will be on his 2 knees,
Yeah.
maybe
You remember Samipam?
yeah, being able to.
No, that's that. No, Samipam. Samipam means next to or near me. So
Yes, I'm confused with Samarpan. Okay, near, yeah. To me, close to me.
Yes.
And then Agantum.
So what's
It will come close to me.
That's right, something like that. Okay, so he says, so then Deva Sharma will come crawling, will start, let's say Udyukta start, he will start to come crawling towards me, like that. All right, we have no more time, so listen, I'm going to do the last little bit, okay? And I'd like to finish, so we'll go over time today a bit. Tada tambalam grahitum tasya matram agyapayishyami. So he's in, he says, Tada tambalam grahitum. So there's your infinitive. Tasya matram agyapayishyami. So agyapa, so there you see the causative. Agya, order. So I will order his mother to take hold of him, to catch him. Right? He's coming to the horse. You don't want the baby crawling around him. It's the horses, whatever horse steps on his head. Right? So you don't want the baby in the stable. So he tells his mother, Tada tambalam grahitum tasya matram agyapayishyami. I will tell his mother, I will order his mother to take a hold of that child, of the baby, of the boy, balam. Grahitum, right? Recognize grahitum. We did verb last week. So this is the infinitive, to take hold of or to catch. Yadasa mama vachanam nashroshyati. Again here, future, right? So when she doesn't listen to my words, tada aham kopena pada praharena tam danda yishyami. Oh, terrible guy, right? So then if she doesn't listen to me, and tada aham, then I kopena with anger, angrily, pada praharena, with a blow, prahara. Pada prahara means kicking. So I will kick her with a kick. So with anger, with a kick, tam dandayishyami. There again, future, I will punish. Dandayati. Dando damayatama. Krishna says, I am punishment. Right? So danda is a punishment. So I will punish her by kicking her. Oh Lord, this is not from the present. This is not from the 21st century. That's for sure. So evam chintayan sa pada praharam kritamaneva. So evam chintayan, thinking like this, evam like this. Evam chintayan sa pada praharam kritamaneva. So then he kicked. So he's lying there underneath the pot. and he kicked out. So pishtena purnaha garta patitaha bhagnaha cha. So here it doesn't say what he kicked the pot. So the pot was hanging, and he just gives a, he's sitting there imagining, and then when he's thinking of his, disobedient wife, he kicks. And what does he do? He kicks the pot, and the pot falls down. Pishtena purnaha garta, the pot which was full of this ground wheat or whatever, let's just call it flour. This pot full of flour, patitaha, fell down. So there you see, that's just a passive participle. So it fell, bhagnaha cha, and was broken. And so that's what bhanakti, we had bhanakti. Remember, that was one of the verbs in the 7th class, bhanakti, bhang dhatu. So this is the past participle, bhagnaha. So it's an unusual past participle. So let's just do the verse. Anagatavatim chintam asambhavyam karoti yaha sa eva pandurakshete deva sharma pita yatha. I don't think this is the right verse here. I'm going to have to look. Anagatavatim chintam. So agata vatim. So anagata vatim. So there you see that ktavatu. It's the perfect participle. So anagatavi, not having come, right? So the chintam, so thinking or worrying about things that haven't happened or haven't come. Asambhavyam karoti, there's something wrong here. Asambhavyam karoti, who makes it, a person who makes impossible that the saeva pandurashete deva sharma pitayata. He pandura means something wrong here. Okay, I'm going to come back with that one because I saw the same verse. This is not the same verse that's in Hitopadesha, so that's why I'm the Hitopadesha one, as I remember, was clear, and it doesn't have asambhavyam. Anyhow, asambhavyam normally means impossible, right? So the impossible. So anagavatim chintam asambhavyam karotiya. So one who worries about the future, about something that hasn't yet happened. Anagata can mean the future. So anagata vatim chintam. So a person who thinks about the future, who worries about the future, asambhavyam, impossible things. So one who thinks about impossible things happening in the future. Sa eva pandura. So pandura means kind of like futile, wasted. Let's just give it a look here in Monier Williams. Just want to get that pandura. Pandura usually means white. Pandura, because pandu, so white. I mean, without color. I think it means white. So whitish, a pale form of jaundice. One of the attendants of Buddhist deity, white leprosy. Well, I don't think that's what, doesn't mean any of these things here. Let's see what the other dictionary says. Pandura, pale white, whitish, tree, grass, yellow, white leprosy, vitigo, whatever the heck this is, vitiligo. I don't even know what that means. Pale, white, neem tree, whiteness, white, pallor, kind of vegetable color, white, curls, wear white robes. So white, so pandura means white. So I think the white here in this particular context, it means shete means he lies down. So here it means, he has nothing. Pandura, when he's white, he doesn't have any color. So Deva Sharma Pita Yatha, like the father of Deva Sharma. So Deva Sharma was the boy, like the child. So he will lie. Pandura, I think that the Pandura, all the flour fell on his head. So he was completely covered in flour. So his whole body was white. So that was that he was covered in white flour. Okay, let's stop there. Acharyang mang vijaniyat navamanyeta karhichi navata suya suyeta sarvadeva mayo guruhu Acharyam mang vijaniyat navamanyeta karhichit namatya buddhyasu yeta sarvadeva mayo guru sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukkha bhavet Purnam Madah Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate Sarveshang Swastir Bhavatu Sarveshang Shantir Bhavatu Sarveshang Purnam Bhavatu Sarveshang Mangalam Bhavatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Okay, so I'm going to